Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Boy, it's been a while since I shot a video. I think November. So December rolled around. I think I got sick, got the flu, felt like garbage. Then the holidays rolled around, and then it got colder than the well digger's booty. So in January. So you know what I mean? It's like, what are you gonna do? So anyway, we're going to get started. This video is going to be a project. I'm going to install the Humminbird Solix 12-inch fish finder on the front of this Champion 198. And that's going to be the project for this video. I'm going to release it on Hawks DIY and my fishing channel, Hookset Hawk. So I guess let's dig in. Alright guys, so to get started, you're going to need obviously the graph, but you're going to need the Lake Master mapping card. You're going to need a deck mount. Now I got this deck mount at Bass Pro, and you're also going to need that Humminbird accessory, and it's for the transducer. And this takes a transom transducer because that's what comes in with the Solix, is the transom transducer. So what this accessory kit does is converts it for mounting to a trolling motor. So you'll need to get that. You'll need to get some hardware to mount the bracket onto the deck mount. So these bolts don't come with the Solix, so you'll have to get those. Now, also, you'll have to buy a battery and the wiring for the power. And you're going to have to buy the hardware for the deck mount to fasten to the deck. Now the battery and the wiring I'll show you later in the video, but right now we're going to get started on this transducer and get it mounted over here onto here, and that's going to be our first little thing. We can knock that out pretty quick, so we'll do that first. Alright guys, we're going to get started on this transducer. But before we start, I want to give you one quick tip. The transducer that comes with this unit, this Solix, is a side imaging transducer. Okay? It shoots 2D, down imaging and side imaging. But the tip that I want to give you guys is on the end of the cable on any Humminbird transducer, the transducer model number will be listed, and it's like a UPC label, and it'll be listed. I don't know if you can, let me put it in the camera, hopefully you can see this well, but it'll be listed on there. Okay? And that way you'll know which transducer you have with your graph. Now, when this comes in with the Solix, it comes to mount it on the transducer, and here's the transducer brackets. But I'm not going to use that. I had to buy an accessory kit to convert it to mount it on my trolling motor. So we're going to do that right now. And get this done. So let's tear into this guy and get it taken care of. Kind of windy out here. Okay guys, I failed to mention to tell you the actual number on that, but this is transducer model number XM14 HWMSI-T. Okay, and this is the accessory kit for it to convert to troll motor, and it is Humminbird part number 740182-1. So that's the numbers on that. Okay, I got the kit opened up and I got the contents out here. This is the plastic piece that's gonna be fastened to the transducer. And so all we're gonna do is we're gonna have to run that wire through here and get this up onto the transducer. So I should have probably already got this done, but I could have got this all off of here. Be careful cutting this, guys, so that you don't cut your wire. That would be horrible. But anyway, let me get this unwound here, and then we'll get it mounted on the transducer. Boy, they didn't want that to come undone, did they? Be like, yeah, I watched this video of this guy. It took him forever, man, to unwrap a wire. I got so tired of watching the video, I just had to turn it off. You know? Don't leave, guys. I'm just being silly. Okay, guys, so now that it took a decade to get the plastic off the wire, I can now do this. So you're just going to take the wire, you're going to come underneath on that plastic piece. We're going to run it through. Well, kind of got it tangled here. What the heck? Come on now. There we go. So anyway, keep running her through. I got so much stuff in my way. All right. And then that's going to slip right on there like that. And then you just take these screws, and there's going to be a screw and a Phillips head with lock washers. It's stainless steel, and it comes with the accessory kit. So we're going to take care of that, which, like a dummy, I didn't get a screwdriver handy, so I'm going to have to go get that. So I'll be back. I'll go ahead and fasten it all together, and then we'll move forward from there. Torqued, 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 torticles. All right. Okay, guys, we got that put together. We go ahead and take the plastic off of it. So, got that. They give you zip ties, which is nice. But we got a bunch of zip ties, so. Okay, let's mount it on a troll motor. Okay, guys, there'll be 2 clamps that come with the kit. So you're just you'll see these little notches right here on the transducer. You just slip that through there. And then of course we're going to clamp around the trolling motor base. So let me get the other one here. Okay, now there's a proper direction that you have to put the transducer on the troll motor. And you know, I'm probably going to have to loosen up my troll motor to even put that on. So hang tight a second. Okay, now I've got the troll motor down so that I can do this. But you'll just bring and now that's the direction you want to mount it, because this transducer is notched here, right here on this end. So that's what helps keep the transducer in position. Because of this notch, you want it rubbed up against your fin. So that's how you want to mount it. So I'm going to have to try to do this kind of one-handed, really. Maybe I could do something like that. Okay, you want to make sure that it's on there straight. And make sure that notch, that it's far enough forward that it's notched. So I always tighten the back one first and make sure your screw is on the top also for your clamp. Okay, guys, so that's how you get the transducer mounted on the troll motor. Now we've got to take care of the wiring and running it up the shaft, and so that's going to be the next deal. So I wonder if I have some of that loom, that wire loom I could put around that to protect that wire. Anyway, that's the next step. All right, everybody. Real quick, hey, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps out the channel. So please like and subscribe. Well, I've got the transducer. I've got it installed, and I went ahead and I put some of this wire loom around the wire to protect it. I've seen gouges in wires happen before on these transducers, so I went ahead and did that, and I only went up about halfway up the shaft is all you have to do it. And so I got it all tidied up, so the transducer is installed. And so I think that's all I'm going to do for today. Next day or two, I'm going to get back out here, and I'm going to either start mounting the deck mount, or I'm going to start with the battery wiring. I'm waiting on the battery and the wiring, so I kind of have to do other things before I get that. So anyway, until then, we'll see you whenever we start hooking up the wiring and the deck mount, and hopefully we can get this done this week. All right, everybody. Well, it's the next day. I went to Home Depot and got the stuff I need to mount the deck mount for the graph. So we're going to get started on that right away, and hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Okay, guys, I think I got the mount placed where I want it. I went ahead and tested to put my foot there to make sure there's going to be plenty of clearance. with my foot. In fact, it wouldn't hurt to go just a hair more. And then it's also centered up with the trolling motor tray, which you have to, where the trolling motor is mounted, it's mounted over to the left just a little bit. So I'm having to kind of adjust it by eyesight mainly. Yeah, that looks like that's a good location right there. Because your foot's never going to get into the graph. So first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to mark with my marker. I'm going to make my mark for the holes. Okay. Now that I have the holes marked, I can start drilling. Now, I went ahead and took the front cover off here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I took the cover off, and that way I can reach underneath to those locations and verify, you know, that I'm not going to get into any wires or anything like that. We don't want that. And so I'm feeling around and we're good to go there. I'm going to pre-drill a hole like I said. And this decking material is composite, you know, fiberglass. So we should have a good screw base to work with. So I guess get started here and get the drill set up. All right, let's see if we can get the first hole pre-drilled. You gotta go slow because it'll try to grab the carpet. All right. Now I'm going to drive the screws with a Phillips screwdriver. I'm not going to try to use a drill because it'll have too much torque. So hang tight a second. I got to go get a screwdriver. Okay, I found a screwdriver. So let's go ahead. I'm using stainless number 12 panhead Phillips screws. So I don't even know if this is going to work or not, guys. We'll see. Oh yeah, she seems like she's grabbing good. That's why I'm doing it with a Phillips screwdriver, because you're going to get a better grip on the fiberglass. It's a little more work, but at least you know it's not stripped out, going to get stripped out. Because if you go taking a cordless drill and just hammer down on it, you could strip it out pretty quick. So that one's on. I'm not gonna tighten it just yet. I'm gonna get one on the other side. Man, I had to put a jacket on today. Let me take my jacket off. It's warming up a little bit now that I'm moving around. Okay. So let's do this next one. Let's do this one right here. And I left that other one loose so that I'd have a little bit of wiggle room to get all the screws in. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you use a screwdriver. They don't get over torqued. That thing is solid. It ain't going nowhere. Alright, we got the mount fastened to the deck now. It's solid as a rock. Let's set the graph up on there and see how she looks now. She tight. There we go. Tighten her down. Well, there we go. Okay guys, I got her mounted, so that's what she's gonna look like. And so cover can come off. I'll go ahead and take the plastic off. Voila! I got some plastic underneath that needs to come off too. All right, so that'll complete the mounting install. Happy with that. All right, so there you have it. I got the Panther deck mount for the graph. I got it installed today, so I'm happy with that. So we're still waiting on the battery and the wiring. So that's gonna be the next step. So hopefully I'll get that tomorrow, but if not, I'll get to it the next day. So until then, go do something. Well, did you go anywhere? Oh, that's right, you're watching this video. You couldn't possibly go anywhere. Well, anyway, 4 days has passed. We got nothing but rain for 4 days. I was kind of getting burnt out on it. So I'm just now getting back to this project. The wire come in. So I've got the Anchor brand, marine grade 2 conductor, 10 gauge wire. It's oil resistant. Got 25 foot of it. So that's going to be the next phase. One end is going to be soldered to this, which will go to your graph. Then the other end is going to go to the battery. Now I got a battery box here that I bought at Tractor Supply. I'm not going to use the lid. just going to use the tray. I'm going to drill holes in the bottom, and that way water can drain out. And I'm still waiting on my Dakota lithium battery, so we'll have to wait on that, but we can go ahead and get started on the wiring. So the first thing we're going to have to do on that is snake that cable down through the engine bay here, on up through here, and it's going to come out right here. And then I'm going to run it on up to the graph. And so that's where we're at. So I guess let's get going. All right, guys. Well, after contorting my body 40 million different directions trying to run this line, I got it done. So here it is. So here's this end. That's going to go to the battery. I'm going to set the that battery tray right there. I'm going to fasten it in with self-tappers. And I had to end up, to get around this corner here, I had to end up using that Perco light. I just pulled it up to where I could get in there a little bit, and that seemed to help. But you can see down here that I had to take all of that stuff out in order to get to there. But there you can see it in the rod locker. And then here's the other end. Got coming up to my access panel. So that's good news. I got that much done. So now I'm waiting on the battery, but I can go ahead and wire up the front. Can wire up this connector. I don't know what I did with it. It's probably in that box over there. But I'll wire up the connector that goes to the graph, and then I can button all this up pretty quick. So as soon as the battery gets here though, I can finish that. And also, guys, check this out. I took the access door off the back here. It just made it so much easier to work. I mean, I just set it over there. So I got to put that back on before dark. But anyway, yeah, sometimes you got to get stuff out of your way to get it done right. So till we get the battery, I guess we're kind of at a standstill. So I guess next clip we're going to work on wiring up the battery. Well, it's the next day, and the battery showed up late yesterday, so that's pretty cool. We've got, this is a Dakota lithium 12 volt 25 amp hour battery, and then it came, you know, I ordered the charger with it. So it's a $278 price point, which is reasonable. It only weighs 6.4 pounds, which is nothing. And what else? 11-year warranty. So it'll last you 11 years. And this is specifically designed for fish finders. So that's the battery I went with. And look how small it is. It's only like 3 inches wide. And it's 300 cold cranking amps. But check them out, guys. My brother used this same battery on his graphs on his Champion 202. And he's got a 12-inch Solix and a 10-inch Solix. And they just work great. They're a workhorse. Okay, well, I'm up front here, and I'm trying to go ahead and get this soldered up to this connector here. And this is the connector for the graph, power going into the graph. So I'm going to solder it up to the 10 gauge wire that I ran yesterday, and that's our first step. We're going to get this done and then move on to the back and put the battery in and wire everything up. So let's get going. All right, I've got the this wire that goes into the graph. I got it soldered. So all I got to do now is get the gun here and heat up the heat gun and heat up this heat shrink and cover everything up and button everything else up here, and that'll be done. So then we can move back here. I can start working on this battery box. So check it out. So I'm going to set it in there like so, right? I'm going to Velcro it to the side so it can't move. And then later on I'm going to put another battery on the other side for another graph. That way I can take my graph that I have mounted here. I got a Helix 9, and I can take that graph off of the house power. So anyway, that's the plan. So let's get going. All right, guys, now that I got the front buttoned up, I got the battery tray installed. It's in there solid. I got the Velcro on right there. And I also put the Velcro on the back of the battery right there. And then I ended up using the Extreme Outdoor Velcro. Hopefully it holds up, but let's go ahead and set that dude in there. See how we did. All right. So that should have Velcroed, and it did. It ain't moving. That's what we want. All right, let me wire this thing up. All right, guys, I got the battery wired up, so check it out. So I got her wired up. Now you have to wire in an inline fuse holder, and the Solix takes a 5 amp fuse. So that's to protect your graph in case there's a surge that goes down the line. It doesn't zap your graph. So anyway, that's done. I got room for another battery in here once I decide to run power to the Helix. So let's go up front and fire up the graph, and I can show you that. I'm really excited to get this done. It's one heck of a project, let me tell you. All right, here we go, guys. Why do I not have power? Oh, now I do. There it is. I just didn't press the button hard enough, I guess. It takes it a while to boot up, especially the first time. And then you got to make sure you do your software updates, and you know, so I'll have to get on here and figure out what software version's on here, and then I'll have to find out if there's an update. Hopefully it's already updated and I don't even have to, but there'll probably be an update. Typically every new graph I've ever installed, there's always a new update. All right, it's asking to start simulation mode or go in normal mode. And I'm gonna go in normal mode. So it's gonna boot up. And let's see here what it does. Well, I'm really excited to get this done. It took several days to get it all completed. but I'm really excited about it. I'm eventually going to expand to another graph and put forward-facing sonar in it. So anyway, begin manual setup. Angler, time format. Well, anyway, I'll go through all these screens and I'll be back with you here in a second. Okay, I got her up and running. So success, guys. It was a pretty good job, but we got her done. Now I want to mention my trolling motor. It's a 2020 Minn Kota Ultrex, and it's a 112. So, and it's got the iPilot on it. So this particular trolling motor, I think it's a 2019 or a 2020 model, and it didn't come with the internal transducer. That's why I had to go with the external, and I had to go that route. So it'd be nice to have an internal transducer, because see, then the wire would just go up inside the shaft. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that. That's why I had to go that route. But anyway, that's going to complete this project. I'm pretty happy about it. Glad to have it done. So I hope you learned something. Hope I helped you. If there's any pointers you can give me, you know, don't hesitate to comment. And next time, I've got a few more projects coming. So I'm looking forward to this year, and hopefully get out here and do some fishing too. So like, subscribe, and I guess until next time, go do something.